Alrighty, welcome back everybody. Welcome to another Magic video. And as most of you probably know, it is post bans. With the bans that happened just yesterday as of recording this on Monday and everything, definitely some huge shakeups in the meta. Heartfelt Hero being banned, Monstrous Rage being banned, Corey Steel Cutter being banned, Abuelo's Awakening being banned. All the big pieces for the very dominant decks that have been in the meta for a while all got banned. So very great time to get back into Magic and try out some new stuff. Really the only thing that didn't get affected that was pretty popular was mono black demons or mono black mid-range. They've been kind of leaning back and forth into the demons and not into the demons. But yeah, just the mono black core didn't really get affected at all. It didn't really use Hopeless Nightmare like the bounce package did and everything, so there wasn't anything they had to worry about that. And Jeskai Control really got nothing taken from it and everything. So Jeskai Control, which was a top tier deck just back in Tarkir and everything, but has prowess took it over for a little bit and everything. But now with that being gone, Jeskai is doing really good again. But I decided to go back to one of my old decks, all the way back from the newest Phyrexian sets, and that being Rotpriest, Ivy Rotpriest. And let me tell you, this is a combo. It lost some cards that it used from Kamigawa, but it can absolutely still destroy people and catch them super off guard. If you don't know what the deck does, it mostly revolves around Venerated Rotpriest, which is a 1-drop 1/2 with Toxic 1. The big thing that we care about is that whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. So if your opponent tries to cast a kill spell on one of your creatures, they're going to get a poison counter. If you cast any of these, and we'll go over them here, any of these super easy to cast 1-drop protection spells, your opponent's going to get a poison counter. What Ivy does is whenever a player casts a spell that targets only a single creature other than Ivy, you can copy that spell and have it target Ivy. This is really great for your protection spells, and you will catch a lot of opponents off guard with this. I was playing against Selesnya enchantments yesterday. Opponent does not realize when they cast an enchantment targeting one of their creatures, Ivy is going to copy that enchantment and target herself, triggering your Venerated Rotpriest. So they're going to get a poison counter from it. Very difficult to get rid of these two creatures because we're going to run a bunch of protection spells. Snakeskin Veil, Royal Treatment, Magic Damper, Tyvar Stand. All of these are super cheap protection spells that keep our creatures on the field and punish our opponent for trying to interact with them. Because not only are they going to get the poison counter for targeting something with a cut down, a bitter triumph, go for the throat, a burst lightning, anything like that, they're also going to get another poison counter from the Tyvar Stand, from the Royal Treatment, from the Magic Damper. And if we have Rotpriest and Ivy on the field at the same time, they're getting 2 poison counters every single time. So this deck really can catch your opponent off guard. Rotpriest and Ivy are really the only creatures that we're running. We're also running Mockingbird to enter as a copy of Rotpriest, pretty much. Now, I only have 1 copy in here at the moment. I would recommend 3, maybe 4 copies. I have some wild cards I could use, but I'm trying to save up for another spicy deck that I'm working on for y'all and everything. So right now I'm only running the 1, but I would really recommend taking out the 2 High Strides. Those are just kind of in here for right now, and putting in 3 Mockingbirds. Because having multiple Rotpriests on the field is really when this deck starts to turbo engine just absolutely go off. Now, we do still have some interaction that we can do. We do have Into the Floodmaw, just a really powerful bounce spell. We have Bring the Ending, which is our opponent's going to be getting a lot of poison counters and stuff. So this is just a really good counter spell. A couple Spell Pierces for that as well. We also have Serum Snare. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hands. If it's permanent, if the permanent had mana value 3 or less, proliferate. Proliferate's just going to be giving us another poison counter onto the opponent, so that's going to be really great. 2 Deserted Curiosities to draw cards. This, we're pretty much only going to ever be casting this for the 1 blue to draw 2 cards. I mean, that's a great benefit right there. It's just pretty much a better sleight of hand. We also have Experimental Augury. You've probably seen this in the Dimir Toxic decks and stuff. Just, again, look at top 3 cards, pick one, proliferate. Proliferate being the key thing that we're looking for there. Besides the protection spells, really the only other spell that we're running is Aspiring's Ascent. Target creature gets +1/+3, flying, and toxic 1. This is really great to target our Rotpriest with, because not only do they get a poison counter from the Rotpriest trigger, it's going to give our Rotpriest flying, so combat evasion and stuff. And if our Rotpriest is able to hit, it's going to have 2 stacks of toxic 1. And yes, toxic does stack. So, with... Excuse me. When Rotpriest will do combat damage, when you have the Aspirant's Ascent on it, they'll get 2 poison counters from the combat damage instead of 1. This is really great, too, if you have Ivy on the field as well, because the spell will target Ivy as well. That's 5 poison counters in 1 turn. If you have Rotpriest, Ivy, you play Aspiring Ascent targeting your Rotpriest, it's going to target your Ivy as well. That's 2 Rotpriest triggers, and then you swing in with the Rotpriest and the Ivy, and you're going to get 3 more poison counters that way. But yeah, enough talk. Lands are pretty simple and everything. 21 lands. Our cost is super, super, super low to the ground. Throw in the best lands that you got and everything. If you have 4 Verges, throw in 4 Verges. If you have 4 Yavimaya Coasts, throw in 4 Yavimaya Coasts. I don't. So I'm just running these at the moment, but the more untapped lands that you play, the better and stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games. I'm really excited to show you guys this deck because it was one of my favorite decks back in Phyrexia when I was playing it. Alright, looks like we got our first game against Mad Marix. Let's go ahead and see what we get here. Now, our hand doesn't look amazing, but it's not awful either. Our opponent does go first here, so that's a little slow, so I think we will mulligan here. And this is is about the same, honestly, but we'll have the turn 1 Spell Pierce, and that's kind of nice. Okay. Endures with... So it looks like we're going against potentially Selesnya Vehicle, or... not vehicles, whatever the saddle, you would call the saddle, I guess. Oh, with counters. Interesting. Let's go ahead and get our Ivy out. Okay, so they're playing like Selesnya counters, it seems like, with yeah, these are gonna get a lot of counters. Wow, that's actually a pretty aggro deck. I like that deck a lot. I'm already taking 6 damage here. No Rotpriest yet. A little unfortunate for us. Yeah, I don't think... Okay, not a great game 1, but very interesting deck to see with the meta being shaken up. We do need to kill this Tumblewag. The Soul as well. Yeah, I think we just lose here. That's a very nice deck, though. That's I have not seen... I don't know what you call... Mounts is what they're called, right? Like, I guess the mounts... I haven't seen mounts in a long time, but that was actually a super aggro, like going about just as fast as like mono red. Alright, only 1 land here. Not the best for us. This isn't the best either, but we'll keep it because we can Augury here. We'll keep up the Spell Pierce, see what they do. We're gonna get the Skylands. The Surveiller Skyland just lets us dig deeper. We don't need that right now. We need our Rotpriest. Firebrand Archer. So what is this? Is this... I mean, this is Reanimator colors, but it doesn't look like Reanimator with this Firebrand. Yeah, okay. I got punished there. I should have kept up the... I shouldn't have cast Ivy there. I should have waited to get some... to be able to put some protection out with Ivy as well. Oh, we're playing Wizards! Okay, yeah, Firebrand... I should have countered that, 100%. I'm not playing very good Magic right now. I am not playing very good Magic right now. That's okay though. You're gonna win some and lose some. Little unfortunate that we didn't find... Because what, that's 7, 5... We didn't find Rotpriest in like the top 20 cards of our deck. It's a little unfortunate there. We can keep this. We do have Hedge Mage to dig here. Don't need another Snakeskin Veil. Looks like we're playing against Orzhov Life Gain, and we do have... Okay, what's our protection spell on? Our protection spell is on blue and green. We're gonna have to use our Hedge Mage. Actually, it doesn't matter, right? So let's play the Verge here. Play the Rotpriest. We have a protection spell on that, and we're good to go. Wait, does this? Oh, it is a forest and island, so it's already okay. I didn't realize the mazes were like that. They're gonna gain a bunch of life, but our deck actually really counters life gain. They just pretty much we do not care how much life they gain throughout the entire course of this game. We can pay 0 for Mockingbird. And then... Do I want to get a poison counter on them right now? Actually, yes. I will get... yeah, I do. I'll end up getting 3 poison counters on them here. And that sounds really good. Bam. They're at 4. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, I even explained it at the beginning of the video, and I forgot about it. The toxic stacking. So that puts them at 4 poison counters. It's actually really good for us. Yeah, we don't care about them attacking too much here. They're going to play Aerith. That's totally fine. Again, they can gain all the life that they want. Let's see what we draw here. Into the Floodmaw is a great draw for this Aerith and everything. Let's see. Does this... Oh! This has flying because of the Mockingbird. So we can put him at 5, 6, 7. I think we just win here, guys. That puts him at 5. And then we do this. They're tapped out. They can't interact with us at all. We're going to pay 0 for the Tybars. 2 triggers every time, and then Magic Damper is going to finish it off. We'll target the Mockingbird with that, putting them at a total of 11 poison counters. And look, our opponent just doesn't get to interact with us. Like, this deck does not... Your opponent can do whatever they want. This deck does not care about your opponent playing Magic. It just... The deck does what the deck wants to do, and that's to... protect your creatures and give your opponents poison counters in a really uninteractive way. It's very difficult for your opponent to interact with it. And against that life gain deck, We do not care how much they can gain 50 life throughout the course of the game. It does not matter to us at all. We do have the experimental augury to try to dig here. So we can try to do that. We'll turn one island for potential spell pierce here. Hit him with the hello. I do not remember putting on Ashiok. I just realized I had Ashiok at the moment. And I don't remember putting her on. It must have been just for this deck. We will counter Storm Chasers. That's actually a really solid spell pierce target for us. They showed blue. They could be... Is it here? Do we... Ivy doesn't really do anything for us right now, so... Even though we're not going to get the proliferate, I think we still augury. We find our Rotpriest. And then we say go ahead. Okay, so they are is it. So I'm going to want to play the Rotpriest. I'm not going to want to play Ivy. I'm going to want to leave up protection for Rotpriest. Okay, Thunder Trap Trainer. Very nice. I wonder what they're replacing. I still need to look into like what the... Ooh, Ral. That's spicy. That's very spicy. We have the counterspell for Ral, so we need to keep that in mind. Let's see what our opponent wants to do here. Is it can still be kind of good against this deck? Because if you don't have multiple protection spells, they can kind of just burn through it. We can bring the ending this, but they'll just pay the 2. So I think we go for the Magic Damper. If anything, if they invest another spell, this is still getting them 3 poison counters. Okay, so doesn't look like they're gonna commit. That's great for us. We do need another protection spell. That's our only issue, but we have a ton. Looks like they're digging for another kill spell potentially for next turn. They grab the op. Okay, we get an Ivy. We can go Ivy here and then try to counter their Ral if they go for it. So it looks like at least this version of it, which I think is a pretty cool idea, is mainboarding Ral. That's really good counter for us. Vivi, get out of here. That taps him out too. Into the Flood Maw. Not really great for us here. I mean, might as well attack. It doesn't do too much for us, but I mean, we'll do it. We have a ton of protection spells and we're not drawing them, unfortunately. Stock up. Okay. He can get a land and a potential removal spell here. He's looking for that extra land for Ral, though, 100%. Ral plus Vivi is actually a disgusting combo, now that I think about it. Okay. 2 bounce spells is not ideal for us here. Oh, that comes in tapped. That's really good for us, actually. I can still actually Serum Snare. I just thought about this. I can Serum Snare my own Rotpriest if they target it. Yep. So, I am going to... Yeah, I am going to have Burst Lightning do that. They think I'm crazy here, right? And then I'm going to do this to copy as well. Bam. That way I'm bouncing my Ivy in time before the copy of the Burst Lightning hits it. Yep. Submit. Proliferate. Bam. Trigger. Resolve. Proliferate again. Trigger. Both their burst lightnings miss. Put him up to 8 poison counters right there. What a play. The copy on the proliferate on the serum snare to get the double proliferate feels absolutely disgusting. And we can just win next turn if we draw a protect spell. Or this. This works as well. Let's see. Do they have a counter here? Ooh. They have a counter. Okay. That's really good. Get out. Okay. Interesting. So they're running like an is it control pile, it seems like. Very good from them keeping up the counter and everything. Now they can get Ral out here if they choose to. Oh, they're going for the stock up instead. I wonder if they're just trying to dig for a kill spell here. Play the Verge. Sure, I will let you deal the 2 damage. That's all you, buddy. Is he keeping up another counter spell here? That's the question. This is only enchantment spell. I don't think we commit yet. I do not think we commit yet. Could be a mistake. Yeah, so they're gonna do that. Let's go ahead and do this. Are they gonna commit to another kill spell? Okay, yeah, they can opt. So I probably will end up gifting them the fish so I can return Raoul to their hand whenever they start to pop off here, because they do have access to quite a bit of mana. Having ward on the Ivy right now is actually really, really good. That's why I like Royal Treatment. It does make it really efficient for the opponent to be able to deal anything. We can Flood Maw this back if they decide to keep playing stuff here. We can... no blocks here. There's no need for us to risk it by blocking. They could have a pump spell still. So we will just Flood Maw Vivi here. I don't want Ivy to get targeted here, so I do not care too much. Is this a counter? Verge is not very good for us here. Let's see here. I wonder what is holding priority for him. Could be a Flood Maw. Flood Maw would be really good here for him. Wow, I'm surprised he gave up. That was only going to put him up to 9. But we ended up grinding it out. Even though that was a bit of a grindier game for us. Our games are usually a little bit quicker with this deck and everything. We still have that amazing turn where we're just able to Serum Snare our Toxic Priest back into our hand for safety. It acts as both a bounce back for our opponent's big stuff if we need to do that. It acts as protection as well. And it gets the additional effect of proliferating. You can just target Ivy with it. Ivy gets protected as well. We even did the smart thing of making their burst lightning, copying it to target our Ivy, and then serum snaring our Ivy back in time. So there's levels. There are levels to this. Trust me. We will go ahead and keep this hand. This hand looks absolutely amazing. 2 protection spells, our Rotpriest and everything like that. Now, I'm not going to play Rotpriest here, turn 1. I want to be able to protect it in case they have a kill spell. They probably don't. Looks like they're playing Selesnya. It actually looks like they're playing the Naya? Yeah, Naya Yuna deck. Which actually is not an awful matchup for us. It's actually a pretty good matchup for us. Because again, this deck doesn't really care too much what your opponent's doing. Yep, Terra, go ahead. And mill another Terra. Bam, our turn. Cool, we got our Ivy here. This is exactly the setup that we want. Just we can go Ivy. Now we have the Snake Skin or the Royal Treatment for protection. We're not going to attack here, and we'll go ahead and just pass. They're going to get another Insight. They are getting ramped pretty well here. They could very well have Yuna here in just a moment. They are going to have Yuna next turn. Let's see here. What can they get back? I'm actually not too scared of too many things at the moment. I'll keep up the counterspell, actually, for Yuna. And still have a protection spell available. I think that's a really good idea. They're going to get another land. Do we see the Yuna come down here? We do. We are going to go ahead and say, no thank you. We do not want Yuna. Not here. So they're tapped out here. So I am going to go ahead and take the time to cast one of these onto my Rotpriest. Because I will now have the Ward 1 on both of these, making it even more difficult to get rid of. And now I can, if I needed to, I could have Experimental Augried here. And gotten the Proliferate bonus. But I'm not going to do that because I did end up drawing into another Rotpriest. I'm just going to keep up the double protection. But yeah, these just putting Ward onto these early is always really great. Third Dredger's Insight. They're probably just digging for another Yuna at this point. They do hit a Bahamut. Let's go ahead and just do the same thing here. Put more just wards on these guys. Make it very difficult for our opponent to interact. And I think we just win next turn. Alright, we might be at 1, 2. Yeah, we just win right now, actually. And look, our opponent playing a very solid deck. Jun Reanimator, very popular. Or Jun Yuna Reanimator, I should say, and everything. Very, very popular. And very good. Yuna getting on the field is very devastating. But our deck, again, just cares very little about what our opponent does. Yes, we countered the Yuna, which was a big tempo play there. But even if we didn't counter the Yuna, we were still going to win the next turn there and everything. Not a lot the opponent can do against this deck where you're barely even interacting with your opponent. All you're doing is playing 2 creatures most games and just protecting them. And every time your opponent tries to interact with them, they get massively punished for it by getting 4, 5, 6 poison counters just directly to the dome. Absolutely just destroying a lot of the meta right now. Think about it. Mono black kill spells absolutely are gonna get run over by this deck. If they try to cut down your Rotpriest and you put on a protect spell by it and they get 3 or 4 poison counters for trying to kill your creature, it does not feel very good from the opponent's perspective to get punished that hard. Let's go ahead and mulligan this. We don't really have a whole lot. This hand, not looking a lot better. I'm going to mulligan again, down to 5. We are going to go ahead and get rid of the Snakeskin Veil and the Mocking... I really don't want to get rid of the Mockingbird. I think I have to get rid of the Spell Pierce because I need to keep up a protection, and I need the Audrey to try to dig. We got actually really, really lucky here and drew into our Rotpriest. Since I'm behind, normally I would say do not play your Rotpriest on turn 1. Play it on turn 2 and everything so you can have their protection. Ooh. High Noon is a very, very good counter against our deck, actually. Very smart play from the opponent. It's going to be very difficult for us to multi-stack our spells. So we're going to have to try to figure out a way around that. I am going to play... I don't have a green protection spell here, which is a little difficult. So what I think I'm going to do... Build up the... Actually, it doesn't matter either way. I think I just do need to risk it since I'm already behind by mulliganing to 5. And have Rotpriest come in, Mockingbird come in as a copy of Rotpriest. If they do get rid of it, there's the red source. Red source does scare me a little bit here. But they're just going to Overlord. That's fine with us. Okay, there's a good solid protection spell for us now and everything. So now we are totally okay with digging a little bit more here. We want to go with the Royal Treatment. We do get the Proliferate. To gain an additional counter. Can I... Oh yeah, I do want that to gain a counter because it'll take longer to tick down. Nice. That's... I actually did not realize that. That's actually even better. The Proliferate, just making it take longer for the Overlords to come into effect, does help us quite a bit. Now we're in a really good position. We have 2 toxic creatures on the field, guaranteeing 2 poison counters every turn. We have a hand of protection spells. Very difficult for our opponent to win at this stage of the game. Unless they're thinking about it and everything. So it looks like they're also playing John. It could be Yuna as well. High Noon is pretty good against us, but it's not the end of the world like it is for Izzet. Just because as long as we can play our 1 protection spell a turn to keep our creatures alive, we're totally fine. Half the time, we're playing most of our cards on our opponent's turn anyways. Opponent's taking a really long time to think here. They might have just quit, but we'll end up seeing. And again, like, we mulligan down to 5, and our opponent has some 2 big plays with High Noon into Overlord, and we still end up coming out on top. Very happy that we decided to keep the Mockingbird there. Spell Pierce maybe could have been good for the High Noon, right? But we had no way of knowing what kind of deck we were up against. Yeah, it looks like our opponent quit. I am just going to, because they quit, go ahead and do this just to make it so I can win a little bit quicker so that we don't have to sit through all this. Do I win here with Ivy? I do. Yep. We're going to play Ivy, we play Royal Treatment, and we win the game here. We don't even have to swing. Looks like our opponent does have some sort of instant held up. Do they have... Is this... No, they don't have enough mana for that yet. Do have to unfortunately sit through here. Looks like our opponent did rage quit, which is always annoying in Arena because you have to sit through the timers, but also feels good that you made your opponent rage quit. So we'll just sit here for a moment. We'll get Ivy on the field. We'll play Royal Treatment. 2 Rotpriest triggers will happen. Ivy will copy it. 2 more will happen. I don't know why it... Okay, now he's back all of a sudden. Oh, that's a really good play. Okay, so there's a bug right now. I'm pretty sure it's a bug. Like, you see how it's not letting me, like, use my cards here? That's a bug. That should not have happened to us. Like, we should have been able to react to that because we had the mana up. These are both instants. I'm pretty sure there is a massive, massive bug right now on Arena that's causing that. It's very annoying because we just would have won the game here, but we do just win anyways. And these have indestructible, so I can just block. Yeah, I've had that happen to me a couple yesterday when I was playing this deck. And it's a very frustrating bug. Like, it can be just game losing, right? But we win the game anyways. It's okay. Annoying that our opponent take that long to do that. I do like that scroll shift combo, though. That was pretty cool by your opponent. I don't know exactly what causes that bug and everything. But I will say, both times I've had it happen to me was when I've had royal treatment up, or like in my hand. So I don't know if there's an issue with this card at the moment or something. But that bug is very annoying because we could have just won the game there, obviously. But that's totally okay. We won anyways. Bam, get ourselves some nice gold. What achievement did we get there? Copy 25 spells. Nice. What daily deals are going on right now? Ooh, the guild sleeves. Those are really nice. I really like the Is It one. Simic is really nice as well. Demir. Those are really cool. Alright, let's go ahead and get one more game in. We had a couple first games of the night, but now we are absolutely rolling through people. Next game up is against Neutral Monk. We have Rotpriest here. Nice counter spell. 2 protection spells. I think this is a keeper. Okay, so it looks like we're going against life gain. Again, normally I wouldn't recommend playing Rotpriest on 1, but since we're against life gain, I think we'll be okay. Could get punished here though. If I get punished, that's me getting punished for a bad play. And they do end up playing Orzhov. They go for the Essence Channeler. Alright. Now, not having a green protection spell here is a little annoying. It would be great to cast Aspiring Assistant here. But we're not going to worry too much about that. I could have potentially killed Essence Channeler there, but there'd be no reason for them just to not block with the Hinterland. How much does this give me? Only +1. This gives me... I don't want to use that. No blocks here. Ivy, good source here. We're gonna keep up our protection spell. And then next turn, we can do a lot here. Like a unless they cast a flyer here. Casting a flyer here could hurt us. If we draw a bounce spell, that could be really good for... Okay. I am going to resolve and copy the Shelter by Ghost. And then cast this. Our Shelter by Ghost is going to resolve before their Shelter by Ghost. People do not realize about this about Ivy is whenever you target one of your creatures with something like Sheltered by Ghost, Ivy is gonna copy it, and Ivy's yes, Ivy's trigger will happen first, and you just absolutely counter. Ivy is amazing against enchantment decks because you just steal all your opponent's enchantments. Like, oh my goodness, how hilarious is that? Them trying to play Sheltered by Ghosts, and then Ivy just yoinking that away from the opponent. What an amazing, amazing game there. That was actually hilarious. I have not had that specific interaction happen before. I have had it happen with Audacity, I believe was the card. But man, that was hilarious. That was actually so much fun. Just stealing the opponent's Sheltered by Ghosts. Ivy just, again, if you're going to play something that targets a pump spell, like if you're playing against mono green and they're trying to play their giant growth, you're going to copy that. They're going to get poison triggers. It is so difficult for your opponent to be able to play their deck when you're playing this Simic Poison Counters deck. Not a much better hand here. We will go ahead and just get rid of the High Stride and turn 1 potentially leave up Spell Pierce. We can go with the Augury to go ahead and try to dig here. Didn't really hit anything, unfortunately. We will grab the Flood Maw. Looks like we are actually up against mono green. Kind of unfortunate. We can't really play Ivy here. Ivy doesn't really do anything for us. I think we just play our forest and we pass. I will just Temple play Flood Maw. Ooh. Wow, still no Rotpriest. This is a little unfortunate for us. Maybe Temple playing the Flood Maw there wasn't smart because countering this World Tree would have been really big. We pretty much just can't win here, I think. Unless, like, our next draw is a Rotpriest. That is the only downside to this deck, is you have to have Rotpriest. Like, you can't win if you don't have Rotpriest on the field. Wow. Why is it getting... Very good play from our opponent. We will be very much dead soon here. Yeah, that's game. That's the only downside to this deck, is it 100% revolves around Rotpriest. You gotta get Rotpriest out. That's why we do have the experimental Auguries to try to dig for Rotpriest. But if they do whiff like that, which sometimes is just life, it happens, it is very difficult to be able to do anything because all of our cards are protection cards for the most part. We do have a little bit of bounce to try to tempo to last a little bit longer to get that Rotpriest, but if it doesn't end up happening, it doesn't end up happening. Sometimes the shuffler will just be like that. No blue here, no Rotpriest. We mulligan this. Bit of a better hands. Not amazing, but we do have some tempo. Looks like they just picked themselves up the Is It sleeves, and they are playing Is It Otters. I love this. Oh, they're playing Is It Otters. That makes me so happy. That's our Rotpriest. We're gonna leave that boy on top. Oh my! I need to revisit Is It Otters. That was my favorite Bloomburrow deck. See what they end up doing here. Ooh, they end up going with the stock up here. We can just bounce this to their hand, getting rid of the creature. Next turn, they'll be able to just Antics again. Which I have not seen people use Otter Ball Antics in a long time. We are going to just play the Rotpriest here so we can keep up some protection, since they do have a ton of, being Izzet, they have a ton of removal. Storm Chaser's talent, totally fine. Okay, they are going to go ahead and let us go. We'll go ahead and surveil here. We don't need another land, so we can just put that in the bin. Let's go ahead and attempt to Ivy here and see what happens. Yep, they're going to Lightning Strike. That's totally fine. We are going to Snakeskin Veil. Let's see if they want to lose the Otter here. That's totally fine. Now we are kind of open here. This would be their opportunity to be able to hit something. They do have the Mentor for the discount. Luckily, it looks like they didn't have anything. I think this is a good opportunity just to return this right now for the momentum. Ooh. They just see it. I think I was going to copy it, just get an additional poison counter, because we had the mana just to recast it and keep Tyvar stand up. So we didn't really worry too much about that. Got an additional poison counter. Love to see our opponent playing Izzet Otters. Alright, that's Otters. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed Simic Toxic. This deck's really, really fun. Again, I would definitely play 3 Mockingbirds here. And take out the 2 High Strides if you have the Mockingbirds or you want to invest the wild cards to do so. Otherwise, really, the deck's main goal, just get Rotpriest and Ivy onto the field. Keep them alive with your plethora of protection spells. You have some bounce for tempo. You have some counters as well for the big stuff. And you'll be good to go. You'll be absolutely... Your opponents will absolutely be mauling when they just don't get to interact with your deck at all. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. Leave a like and comment below if you guys enjoyed. And if you guys didn't see, I also just started some Minecraft videos as well, if you guys want to check those out. I thought about making a separate channel for every different type of game that I play and stuff. And I don't think that's who I want to be. I just want to be... Wow, I like playing video games. If you like these games, come watch my channel. There's a plethora of games that I enjoy playing. Magic being a big one on the channel. Been really enjoying Minecraft lately. I play a lot of FPSs as well. So you might see a lot of different stuff on the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys do just want to see only Magic content, let me know, and I can look into making an only Magic content YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much, though. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.